Hey everyone. So this is my first day of my second cycle of chemo. Um, Obviously went into it really strong this morning. I had 4 or 5 great days. High energy, just felt completely back to normal. Great appetite. So that's the gold at the end of the rainbow. Now that I've been through my first cycle and kind of everything that came after it, I know I'm going to feel bad. I know I'm going to feel rough. I'm going to have really bad days. But the end of the rainbow is those good days that I will very much look forward to. So already starting on the downward spiral a little bit. The Renatican, which is probably the most evil of the 3 chemo drugs that I'm getting, I had just before I left the hospital about an hour ago. So Mondays, of course, is my long, 7, 8 hours at the hospital. Um, Longer than that, really. I was there at 7 o'clock this morning, and I didn't leave until I don't even know what time it is. 4:30, 4:45, I think, is when I left the hospital. So a lot of it's sitting and waiting, and of course, then I finally get. But I have to have my blood work, and then I see the doctors. Then I finally get into the infusion center. Good days, great people there. I can't speak any more highly of my entire care team staff. But right now, I doing better. But the Renatican, again, the most evil out of all the chemo drugs that I'm on, gives you a thick tongue, so it's a little harder to talk. Blurred vision, especially in this left eye. I'm having a hard time reading anything on my phone, even with my glasses on. I'm really hot, just diaphoretic, sweaty and hot. Of course, I already have from the first chemo drug that they gave me, and I can't remember the name of it. I'm getting better with the names of this stuff. I'll be spitting them all off here soon. It gives you that sensation, that painful neuropathy in the back of your throat, where I can't eat or drink anything cold. Everything has to be hot or at room temperature. So of course that starts almost immediately. And then today I noticed that I was eating some Mentos while I was going through my treatment, and it causes almost like lockjaw. So my jaws are really, really tender and sore. Not good for a gay man. Sorry if anybody's watching this. I don't want to offend anybody. But that's your funny for the day. So here's some other news that I haven't shared with you all yet. So on Friday, we interviewed a surgeon, Dr. Kara Christoph with TGH. So if you don't know, so I work for TGH Urgent Care powered by Fast Track. We are independently owned and operated, but we partnered with Tampa General Hospital about 2 years ago, and they own half of us. We just still have full operational control and power. So being the chief operating officer for TGH Urgent Care powered by Fast Track, and working with the hospital as much as I do, the hospital said, listen, we want you to talk to our surgeon. He's world renowned. He is excellent at what he does. That's all he concentrates on is pancreas and liver. And we really think you should talk to him. So I did. I had Dr. Paul Nanda, who's my chief medical officer, in that interview with me, and Jesse. And we were just utterly impressed. He's phenomenal. Not only did he walk us through images of exactly where the mass is, where it's sitting, how it's sitting. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call, but I will call them back. So what he's explained is I will have to have the Whipple surgery. But he also, why they are doing the Whipple, they also want to replace a portion of my portal vein. So the portal vein is the main vein that runs up. If you think like the pancreas like sets here and the stomach is kind of behind it, the portal vein runs up between those two. Well, the mass is sitting against that portal vein. And he explained it kind of like a straw. Once you get a crease or crink in a straw, you can't really get that back out. So even if he removes the mass, I'm still going to have that little pitch on that portal vein where the mass is up against it. So he would just basically cut out that section of the portal vein and replace it with the cadaver vein. So I would get the Whipple, which consists of removing the head of the pancreas, the gallbladder, part of the stomach, part of the intestines, and then mending those all back together so they work appropriately again. But I would also get a cadaver vein put in that section of the portal vein. He is state of the art when it comes to staying on top of all the studies, being a part of all the studies, being a part of all the trials, understanding the latest technology and theory, to surgical technique. So although because he's going to have to replace that part of the portal vein, he is going to have to completely open me and go in. I won't be a candidate for any robotic surgery. But he said that what he wants to see is about 6 cycles of chemo. If I can handle it, 6 to 8 cycles of chemo. Again, my cycles are every 2 weeks, so 3 days for every 2 weeks. And then they would take me in for surgery. He said I would be in surgery for approximately 8 hours. It's a very large surgery, it's very big. And then I would go directly to ICU, where I would spend probably 3 or 4 days. And then from there, a step-down unit, most likely in the hospital for a week, maybe 2, it just depends on how I do. And then he said anywhere between 6 to 8 weeks of recovery to where they get me to like 90%, back to me. So most likely no chemo after, which would be phenomenal. Obviously a lot of that's gauged on what he sees while he's in there. So anyhow, that's the biggest news. We did choose him. He is going to be my surgeon. And I let Dr. Jones know that today, who's my oncologist, and that is the regimen that we're now on. So at least we have a plan. It's in place. I have some sort of countdown, and we can go from there. So I will try to do better at keeping up with my videos throughout this next week or 2. So you can kind of see my highs and my lows, I guess. But, if you have any questions, any questions about anything, like nothing's too personal in here for me, just put them in the comments. I've never done this before, but, hey, if we're going to do a video, journey of what I'm going through, then we might as well have participants. So I know some of you have subscribed, and others I think just go on and keep checking. But yeah, leave a question in the comment if you have any particular questions. Hell, I don't even care if it's about this cancer. It could be about anything. So I could probably actually enjoy the camaraderie. I'm kind of living in my bubble. So anyhow, that's all I got. I love you all. I love all of the support that I am receiving. The reality of it is it's always been there. You all are amazing. My friends are my family, and I love every single one of you. Friends, family, ex-co-workers that became friends and family, new co-workers that become friends and family. I love every single one of you, and thank you for always being there. But thank you for being there for me now. You have no clue how hard chemo fatigue is, unless you've obviously been there. So anybody that's been there in my shoes can tell you, I had no clue how hard the fatigue was going to be. that is by far the worst part of all of this, is the fatigue, and now it's coming. So I'm gonna have a couple good days. I typically, like, if I'm the same as I did last week or the week before last, like, my treatment days are actually pretty good. The fatigue won't probably hit me until around Thursday. But yeah, chemo fatigue is not fun. Not good. Just not good. Not fun. But it's okay because I seen that light at the end of the rainbow though. So I know that I'm going to have some really good days again before my third cycle. So I look forward to those good days. I look forward to getting my appetite back. I look forward to being able to drink something and with ice in it. So I have a lot of good things to look forward to. So again, I love you all. Thank you for being there for me. Thank you for being my friend and my family. And I will talk to you all soon. Bye.